I'm going to discuss the value resorts. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about them because then this video would be like so long. So I will have all that information in my blog. That's down by there. So first up, and I don't have these in order. I could at the end put them in order, I guess, of which ones to stay at the best. Yeah, I'll do that. So first up, I started with the All-Stars, and I'm starting around. And in my head, it makes sense because if you're looking at the All-Stars, if you're standing in front of them from, I guess it would be over here. So once again, left to right, it would go movies, music, sports. So All-Star Movies. Now, All-Star Movies has started getting a refurbishment. I stayed there recently. I will put in pictures of the refurbishment here. And the rooms are starting to look more and more like Pop. And they're going to go through all of the All-Stars to do this, which is fantastic. The All-Star Movies has a movies theme. And you will notice this of all the All-Stars, they have gigantic theming. It's great for kids. I don't mind it because we actually just don't, we're never really in the room. It's a shower, it's a bed. You know, it's like base camp. And then we're off to the parks. So there are 2 rooms at all of the All-Stars. So, except for music. Okay, so for All-Star Movies, you have your standard room and you have your preferred room. They have views of courtyard, pool, and parking areas. And currently, standard has 2 double beds. Preferred, which is where the refurbishment has started, they've upped it to 2 queen beds. So all the rooms eventually will have 2 queen beds, sleeps up to 4 adults. Standard room starts around $99 a night. Preferred room starts around $120 a night. Now, they have pools. There is their Fantasia themed pool. There's the Mighty Ducks pool, the duck pond as well. There is a food court, the world premiere food court. And there are lots and lots of options. There's a Silver Screen Spirits pool bar too. I shouldn't forget about the pool bar. And you can get pizza delivery to your room. I'm going through my thing. So, for the All-Stars, these are the amenities. There's movies under the stars. They're every night, pretty much. There's a jogging trail. You will find a playground. At All-Star Movies is between Fantasia and Toy Story. There is an arcade. You have bus transportation to all of the parks, as well as the water parks and Disney Springs and ESPN Sports Center. And you get the Magical Express, but that's true with all Disney resorts. There's complimentary Wi-Fi. Now the parking has changed within the last year. This is true for all the values, except for campsites. The parking is $13 per night, and sales tax is included in that. So if you are parking, online check-in, resort online check-in, ATM, currency exchange, childcare services, designated smoking areas. There's a laundry facility, 24 hours, mail service, and merchandise delivery and pickup. And that is that you can get it from purchase something in the parks. And as long as you are, I try to have a buffer. As long as you are more than 2 days out from checking out, then you can have it delivered back to your resort. And they will deliver it to the desk, to the checkout desk at the store in the main building of the resort. So you can just go back and pick it up. It's fantastic. I love it. You know, that we don't have to carry anything around. For music, All-Star Music has 3 different rooms. You have your standard. Now, All-Star Music has a music theme. So it has sections. There's country and jazz, rock and roll, calypso, and Broadway style. And like I said, there are large-sized theming everywhere. There are 3 rooms. Standard, the same as movies. They aren't refurbished yet. They're working on it. There is preferred. And then you have a family suite. The standard is $99 a night. Average, obviously, starting from. Preferred is $120 starting from. And family suite starts around $244. And the family suite, did I say standard suite? I might have. I don't know. The family suite has a queen bed, 1 twin-size sleeper chair, 1 double-size sleeper sofa, and 1 twin-size sleeper ottoman, as well as like a kitchenette. So there are 2 pools. There's the guitar-shaped pool and the piano pool. There is a food court, intermission food court, the pool bar, Singing Spirits pool bar, and the pizza delivery to your room. Has the exact same recreations as All-Star movies. I mean, the All-Stars are pretty, it's the theming that's different. Obviously, they're pretty much the cookie cutter of each other, except for music, because it has the family suites. And it always had the family suites before Art of Animation. The third All-Star resort is All-Star Sports. This is my son's favorite. And the sections are baseball, basketball, football, surfing, and tennis. And like I said, the big theming of the sports. There are 2 rooms. Standard room, starting at $99 per night, and preferred room, starting at $120 per night. The pools are the surf pool, which is the main pool, and then the quieter pool is the baseball pool, the Grand Slam pool. And that's actually our favorite section to stay in, is the baseball section. For music, it's the rock and roll. For movies, I actually really like the preferred section, Toy Story. And if you're not going to do that, then I would just go out and do Mighty Ducks. And the baseball pool it's just nice and quiet. The End Zone food court as well, the Grandstand Spirits pool bar, pizza delivery, and the exact same recreation and amenities as the other 2 All-Stars. I'm going to go to Pop Century next because it's closer to the All-Stars than Art of Animation. So the next resort up is Pop Century, and this is sections of 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s are the sections, and 80s and 90s are a little over. I guess it would be over here to your left. I'm picturing like if you're standing outside the main building, they'd be to my left, so to your left would be over here. They are a little smaller than the 50s, 60s is main, and then 70s. I could do that. 60s, 70s, and then 80s and 90s are a little bit smaller. Preferred is intermixed between 60s, definitely, and then part of 70s and part of 50s. So you have your preferred room, and they've upgraded all these rooms in Pop Century. They're completely and totally refurbished. They are beautiful. They have hardwood floors. They have 2 queen beds. They have, the one is a pull-down bed, so if you have, if you don't need it, it goes up, and there's a table there, and that's where you put your chairs. It is great because the refrigerator and the coffee maker are separate, and then under the TV is a longer dresser, and you have your drawers, and you have a cabinet underneath with shelving. And it's fantastic because we are a family of 4, so we always had 3 drawers. And when they were little, they could share a drawer with their clothes. And now that they're older, they fight over the fact that they are sharing a drawer with each other. So there's more space to put their stuff. I almost called it the crap because that's generally my general word for their stuff. Too much stuff. So it's nice. The preferred room, you can do the king size bed or queen size table bed and queen bed, and they start at $129 a night. There is a preferred pool view room, so it's a preferred room with the view of the pool. And this is generally in the 60 section, right when you walk out of the main building. It's going to be right there at the hippy dippy pool, so it can be a little bit louder than the other rooms. Any pool view room can be a little bit louder. And this one starts at $138 a night. There's the standard room, which is starts at $116 a night. Then you have your standard pool view room, which starts at $121 per night. There are, like I said, there are pools. You have the hippy dippy pool in the 60 section. You have the bowling pool in the 50 section. And then you have the computer pool over in the 90 section. And you will find that the hippy dippy pool tends to be more chaotic and more busy than the bowling pool and the computer pool. There is the everything pop shopping and dining, and it's close together to each other. So that's the food court and then the little shopping area. There's the Petals pool bar, and you have your pizza delivery. This has the exact same. You have your pools. You have your movie Under the Stars. You have a jogging trail. You have the playground in the 70s section. There is an arcade at the Classic Hall building, which is the main building. You can also go fishing at a nearby marina. Pay extra, of course. And it's bus transportation to all of the parks. That will change in May. There is a bridge between Pop Century and Art of Animation, and that is going to be a stop. Oh my God, what's it called? For the gondolas. So that will be, something to consider. Parking, $13 per night if you are parking, online check-in, resort online check-in. Everything else is the same as All Stars. That gondola is going to be huge. I will talk more about the gondolas in a separate video. So I definitely will do that. The next resort is right beside Pop Century, and I have issues with calling this a value. It is a value technically, but with the pricing wise, but it's because they're suites. Okay, so it's Art of Animation. And Art of Animation and Pop Century are right beside each other. Like I said, you can walk across, and there's a bridge right there. We've actually stayed at Pop, and the line was too long for the buses, and there was no line for Art of Animation, so we caught the Art of Animation bus and walked across to our room. Art of Animation has an animation theme. There's Cars, Lion King, Finding Nemo, Little Mermaid. The lobby is really cool. It goes from black and white, like sketches, and then through the process of doing the animation. It's really cool. Now they do have, so they said they have family suites. So there's the Cars family suite, the Lion King family suite, and the Finding Nemo family suite. I would say the Nemo's family suites are probably the preferred suites. They're always more expensive. They all have queen bed, one double-sized table bed, one double-sized sleeper sofa, two full baths, and a kitchenette. The Cars and Lion King family suites start at $325 a night, and they sleep up to 6 adults. All their suites sleep up to 6 adults. The Nemo family suites start around $341 a night, and like I said, they sleep up to 6 adults. There are standard rooms at Art of Animation. They're Little Mermaid themed, and they currently have 2 double beds or 1 king bed, and they start around $136 a night, and they sleep up to 4 adults, and they rarely will be included with a discount. They have no problem selling out these rooms, so if you want a discount, Little Mermaid rooms are rarely on a discount of any kind. Even your unique code that you get in the mail, Little Mermaid rooms are almost always excluded from everything. There is a fantastic food court there, Landscape of Flavors. It's probably the best food court on Disney property. You can get made-to-order cuisine, pasta, everything. It's just amazing. Also in-room pizza delivery. And the drop-off pool bar. Nemo drop-off pool bar. It's really cool. So the largest resort pool in Walt Disney World Resort is at Art of Animation. And that is the Finding Nemo pool. It has built-in underwater speakers, so when you go underwater, you can hear everybody talking, Finding Nemo and music, and it's really, really neat. There's an interactive water play area nearby for the teeny tiny ones. There are 2 more pools. You have the Cozy Cone pool, inspired by Cars, and the Flippin' Fins pool, which is conducted by Sebastian from The Little Mermaid. And they will be quieter because, once again, the Finding Nemo pool is the place to be. So at Art of Animation, let's see here, I'm going to go through this. You get pizza delivery, drop-off pool bar, Landscape of Flavors, recreation, the pools, movie Under the Stars, jogging trail, playground, the arcade, fishing, just like Pop Century because it's right there. You will take the buses to all the parks, Disney Springs and the water parks, Magical Express. Parking is $13 a night. Everything else, Wi-Fi, it's all the same as all of the value resorts. There's a lot of amenities that apply to each one of the resorts. It's exactly the same. Now, I'm looking up, sorry, scrolling up. Art of Animation is dog friendly. So within the last couple, it's almost been a year now, I guess, maybe a little more than a year, you're limited to 2 dogs per room. There are certain rooms that are dog friendly, and you have to reserve it and tell them that they are coming. You do pay for your dogs, and I'm going to do a separate video on this. And these rooms are deep cleaned afterwards for the dog, because of the dogs, because some people do have allergies. And if you do have an allergy, just let your travel agent know, or call when you book it, let them know that you do have a dog allergy, or somebody in your party has a dog allergy, and they will make sure that you're not in one of those rooms. So I have included one more part of value resorts, and this is not included in the value resorts. It's included as a moderate, but I'm going to include part of it, and it's the Fort Wilderness Resort campsites. So if you've never been to the Fort Wilderness, I highly, highly recommend it, especially if you go during Halloween or Christmas. It's amazing what these people do to their campsites, to the RV sites, everything. It's just absolutely incredible. It's one of my favorite resorts. It doesn't feel like you're in the park. It's just so relaxing. I love to. There's a little spot by Trails End where you can get in a rocking chair. There's a bar there too if you want a little, cocktail, and just rock, and you hear in the music, the theme, and it's just so quiet. It's so peaceful. There's a playground right there. Right there. You can see the playground, and it's still peaceful and quiet, and the kids are running around screaming and yelling, and it's like you're not there. I am all for being in the parks and loving Disney World, but I am trying to get my husband to stay at one of these cabins. He's not for it, but I'm really, really trying, because it's just so relaxing. Oh my gosh. Okay, but anyway, I'll get back to that again on moderates. There are 4 types of campsites at Fort Wilderness. You have your tent or pop-up campsite, and there is room for a pop-up camper or a camper type vehicle and up to 2 tents. There's a concrete pad that's 10 feet by 25 feet, and these start at $55 per night. There is a full hookup campsite, and there's room for an RV plus a tent. There is sewage hookup, a concrete pad that is 10 feet by 50 feet. This can sleep up to 10 adults is the area, and these start at $82 per night. There is your preferred campsite. There's a room for an RV plus a small tent. Sewage hookup, you're close to the marina, sleeps up to 10 adults, and the concrete pad is 10 feet by 45 feet, and these start at $93 per night. And finally, there is the premium campsite, and this is room for a larger style RV. The concrete pad, there's sewage hookup, sleeps up to 10 adults, and the concrete pad is 18 feet by 60 feet, and these start at $99 per night. There is the Meadow Swimming Pool. There's a corkscrew water slide with this pool. There was a whirlpool spa. It's relaxing, I'm telling you, people. It's relaxing. They have archery. They have horseback riding. There's canoeing. They are pet friendly. The pets have to be on a handheld leash that is 8 feet or shorter, and they're not permitted in tents and pop-up campers. So if you're doing pet friendly, then they should be in the RV. You should have an RV. There's lots of places. There's a dog park. There's walking areas for them. There's lots and lots of places for your pets. Now, dining options at Fort Wilderness. And again, you'll hear this again, the moderate one. There's the Trails End Restaurant. There's the Chuck Wagon, which is an RV style food truck. There's P&J's Southern Takeout, which is incredible. There's the Meadow Snack Bar. There's my all-time favorite, Hoop-de-Doo musical review. And for a limited time, and Mickey's Backyard Barbecue, and that's gone away. Crockett's Tavern is the last one, and that's the one that I was telling you. It's like you can go up and, grab a little drink, and it's nice. So there are pools, archery. There's the Tri-Circle D Ranch, so you can go see the Main Street horses that they use on Main Street. This is where they live. During the holidays, there are festive horse-drawn carriages. There are actually horse-drawn carriages all year, but during the holidays, they whoop it up a little bit. Pony rides, wagon rides. One of the most amazing things that we have ever done as a family, the Chip and Dale Campfire Sing-Along. My husband was skeptical. He was also skeptical about Hoop-Dee-Doo too, but I got him on that one too. It is absolutely incredible. You get to make s'mores, and you get to hang out with Chip and Dale, and the kids can go up and dance, and you get to play games, and then afterwards, if it's still nights out, they play like a movie if you want to hang out. It's really, really cool. Fishing. There's lots and lots of fishing. There's boat rentals, bike rentals, canoe rentals, kayak rentals, basketball courts, jogging trails, volleyball, playgrounds. Lots and lots of playgrounds. There's an arcade. There's a couple arcades. You have Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone. There is a back trail adventure that you can do on a Segway. And like I said, there are horse-drawn carriage rides. So resort amenities. So each campsite, you get one parking spot. So there is that. So that's fantastic. You don't have to pay for it. What else? Oh, you have to rent. If you want to, you can rent a golf cart. They are $60 a day. And that way you can get around. It's a little bit easier to get around from your campsite to the area where you get on the boat to go to the Magic Kingdom, or, you know, to go to the bus area for everything else. Wi-Fi, online check-in, designated smoke areas, laundry. There is water transportation, like I said. You can go to the Magic Kingdom, Wilderness Lodge, Contemporary Resort. At night, there's the electrical water pageant. Goes right by the main dock there. Bus transportation to everything else. And there was something that I passed. I wanted to talk about RV rentals. If you want to, you can get an RV rental. And then you can still fly down, get on the Magical Express, go to the resort, and you get there, and your RV is all set up on your campsite. It's a pretty cool service. I'm still trying to fandangle that one too. It's not going over so well. I'm thinking I can get them in the cabins more than I get them in an RV, but I'm still trying. So that is it for all of the value resorts. So I would say favorite. Big sigh. I'm going to go with Pop Century. Pop Century so far right now it's been my favorite. Although I am a little off the grid, I like All-Star Sports. We like All-Star Sports because, well, my son loves the theming. He's so into sports now. And it's usually quiet because not a lot of people go there. It's the first one to get picked up in the morning at the bus stop. So, like, if you're at movies, you know, the bus doesn't drive by because it's full, or doesn't even come to you because it's full, or, you know, now you're definitely standing. All-Star Sports, you're the first one picked up in the morning, and you're the first one dropped off at night, if they share a bus. Usually at night they have their own buses, so in the morning they will share, but at night they usually have their own buses. That's another reason why people usually like Pop Century too, because you always have your own bus, but Pop Century has been tending to get busier and busier. Hopefully the gondolas will alleviate some of that. We shall see. We won't know until they're supposed to be open in May 2019. Fingers crossed that they will be. And that then you can catch a gondola to Hollywood Studios or Epcot. You just have to get off and transfer at Caribbean Beach. That is it for value resorts. Do you have a favorite value resort? Yeah, I like I said, I'm torn because, like, we go for bed and shower. It's home base. It's where we change our clothes, and, you know, we're always in the parks, or we're always, you know, exploring. But it is nice. I mean, so to have a favorite, you know, I guess you would just have to go with theming and everything. So right now I'm going to have to say Pop Century is probably my favorite value. You know, let me know what your favorite is. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.